interested in coaching next year, and the Dolphins, the Cowboys, and the Chargers are on that list. Those are the three teams, and it goes through a variety of reasons why he likes those. But, Nika, I'll come to you on it again quickly here. I mean, Mike McCarthy didn't even get to the first day of training camp before the first reports about Sean Payton begin. How do you think that impacts all of this?
Yeah, I mean, being a head coach in the NFL is going to put you under a lot of pressure. So adding Sean Payton looming over your shoulder should not impact it at all. But I don't know. I guess it depends on how this season goes. If it goes like last season, maybe you could be looking for a change there. But if I'm Sean Payton, that's not the team that I'm looking to go to. Like, I feel like the Chargers is a more attractive opportunity because of the obvious quarterback advantage that they have out there. And frankly, just a talent advantage roster-wise. Maybe a tough division, but I think coaching the Chargers will be more attractive for offensive-minded coach like Sean Payton.
Well, that's an interesting one. And Chris Canty, you couldn't see it on television, but as Neek was talking about McCarthy remaining, you were shaking your head vigorously, suggesting you think this will be his last year.
No doubt about it. And Neek is talking about Jerry Jones' loyalty. Let's keep this in mind. He hired Jason Garrett before he hired Wade Phillips to be the head coach. And then he bounced Wade Phillips shortly thereafter. He might have been loyal to Jason Garrett because Jason played for him, but Jerry Jones has a short hook when he's not getting what he's looking for from the head coach in the way of his team's results. And he's running out of time in terms of being able to get a championship with this core of players. So I could see a world where Jerry Jones thinks he can upgrade from Mike McCarthy to Sean Payton if Sean expresses that he wants to coach in 2023, and Sean Payton wanting to go back and coach at that organization because he was once upon a time the offensive coordinator there. So I do think that relationship, being a former employee, will factor into Sean's decision to coach next year.
Brooke Pryor, what do you think of it all?
I think the Chargers are the most attractive for him. When you look at what Barry Jackson said that he wants warm weather, and he wants to have a lot of control over personnel decisions. Jerry Jones is not exactly the most giving guy when it comes to, hey, you know what, why don't you do, I'm going to sit this one out. That's not the Jerry Jones way. And yes, there is trust with Sean Payton because of their history, but I think that if he wants to have more control, go to L.A. Like Dominic mentioned, look at the roster. I mean, you've got Justin Herbert, Bosa, Mack. I started to write down the names before we started, and good. I kept going. I think I'd go to the Chargers if I'm
just a quick point about that. Jerry Jones has never been afraid to pay what it costs in order to field a competitive team.
Right.
There have been issues in the past with that Chargers ownership group, and there's some bickering between the brother and sister that actually own the team. So that's something to watch for. But the other thing, Bill Parcells, Sean Payton, he's a disciple of Coach Parcells. When Parcells was with the Dallas Cowboys, he ran the entire operation from personnel to coaching. Jerry would have to afford Sean that same latitude in order to get him to come be the coach.
It's also worth pointing out the Dolphins are on the list. They have a new coach who hasn't even coached a game yet. So this is where the National Football League is on this July 14th. All right.